Hi everyone. I'm outside right now, so it might be a little bit noisy. There are currently dogs barking, cars sometime pass, so I apologize if that is bothersome. Sorry, I'm just fixing the camera. Yeah, I apologize if that's bothersome, but I wanted to make a video about these two decks. I love to pair them together. I recently discovered this pairing, so yeah, I want to get into it. This is the the Antique Anatomy Tarot by Claire Goodchild, and this deck is well loved. I'm gonna read this. Oddities and curiosities await you in the Antique Anatomy Tarot. Enliven your readings with this. There goes the noise. Enliven your readings with this exquisite deck of tarot cards, which feature vintage anatomical illustrations and delicate botanical drawings. The accompanying guidebook offers insight for every card and explores the many ways you can use the deck for self-discovery and personal growth. A wildly creative interpretation of the practice, the Antique Anatomy Tarot is an indispensable tool for the contemporary reader. I love this deck. This deck is my go-to if I want to really blunt readings, if I want things to be completely black and white for me. Well, obviously not completely black and white, but this deck really puts things over in a way that is really unbiased. And I think that has to do with the imagery, since it's not like typical imagery. It is a pip deck, and the imagery, as I said, is really anatomical. Stunning though. Absolutely my taste. Like, look at that. This is the World, the Chariot, the Devil. Absolutely beautiful. This guidebook is really extensive. I would recommend this deck for beginners, especially since it's not really imagery heavy. It is really easy to rely on your intuition. You have to rely on your intuition to really understand the messages that this deck is bringing through for you. So, it is a really comprehensive guidebook, and it goes into the history of tarot. We have the major and minor arcana. They even give you information on numerology and tarot, and companion cards. So, for example, the High Priestess and the Hierophant. Oh wait, no, the High Priestess and Judgment. Sorry. Yeah, the High Priestess and Judgment. We have the Hanged Man, the Empress of the World. The High Priestess, Justice and Judgment. The Magician is the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun. The Empress, yeah, the Emperor and Death. The Hierophant and Temperance. The Lovers and the Devil. The Chariot and Tower. They go all into it. They even give you a little snapshot of what the numerology of the card is. We have astrology as well, which cards are associated with which planet. Absolutely love that. We even have the zodiac signs. So the rods, which is wands, are Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and season is spring. So they really give you a lot of detail in this book. They go into the elements, the color associations in the deck, because they do use flowers along with anatomical, like medical anatomical imagery. So absolutely beautiful. I love using this guidebook. As I said, it is a very well used deck. I love this deck so much. We also have some ways of using the tarot. You can do dream interpretation, spreads, journaling, meditation, spell work. So much information. They give you how to care for your deck, how to cleanse, how to store it. They also give you some spreads that you can do. I really like doing, I've never actually tried this spread. I should probably try doing it and post it to my page for readings. There's currently a truck coming through, so I'm sorry if the noise is like really a lot. People are just constantly doing a lot, but I really wanted to film So I hope it's not too loud. I'll know when the video is done. But I really love using this spread, the Celtic spread, with this deck. I love it, and I feel like I should utilize it more for questions involving. Oh, I might actually do a spread with this for a card reading that I'm supposed to be filming. So yeah, love this deck. And then we get into the majors, and I love it's a full color deck guidebook, as you can see. Sorry, a full color guidebook, and they give you so much information. They give you what companion cards there are, the elements. So if you have certain cards coming out with the magician, like the Wheel of Fortune or the Sun, you can really pay attention to what that message is trying to tell you. Because I've had a lot of situations where companion cards have come out. I love how they took these pictures. Stunning. This is my absolute favorite deck. And then we get into the minor arcana. I love that they put an image of each card. This book, this deck is just everything to me. Absolutely everything to me. I do wanna, let me take this out. I like to keep it in here with a little smoky quartz, just to keep it charged and cleansed. I'm gonna put this to the side so we can get a bit into, so we can get a bit into the Woodland Wardens. As you can see, this deck is so well loved. It's, look at all of that. The print is fading. I use this so much. But yeah, then we have the Woodland Wardens Oracle deck by Jessica Rue. Now it's not centered yet. I absolutely, let me wait for this truck to pass. Or not. I think it's a bit quieter now. I'm not too sure. But yeah, the Woodland Wardens Oracle deck. I absolutely love this artist. I have her florography book. Love. I love her artwork. And this deck is just so stunning to me. I'll read what's at the back. Inspired by history, folklore, and mythology, artist Jessica Rue's debut Oracle deck transports seekers to another time and place, offering insight rooted in the magic of flora and fauna. This is so up my alley. I love everything about this deck. It really matches my entire aesthetic. I have like a whole leaf background going on right now, but it is just so up my alley, and I love pairing it with the Antique Anatomy because the artwork together is just stunning. So I don't know how this happened, but I'll read what's in here. Jessica Rue is a Nashville-based freelance illustrator and the author of Florography, an illustrated guide to the Victorian language of flowers. She loves exploring in her own backyard and being surrounded by an abundance of nature. Using subdued colors and rhythmic shapes, she renders flora, fauna, and much more in a richly detailed old world style. A seasoned reader of tarot, she loves to include hidden symbolism inspired by the Rider-Waite Smith deck in her illustrations. This artist has another book. I think she designed the art in someone's book. I'm not sure the name of the book, but I do remember seeing it. And she's supposed to come out with a tarot deck in September that I seriously I'm pre-ordering, but I feel like if I were to pre-order it and then I have to wait until September for it, I will go crazy. So I definitely want to get the deck, but let's focus on what we have here. First I'll get into the guidebook a little bit. So unfortunately it's in black and white, but it's still a really good book. It has a lot of great information, beautiful art. Even if it's in black and white, it's fine. So this is a little introduction. She gives you how to use the cards and guidebook. Some suggested spreads. Yeah. How to use it with tarot. I love to use it like this. So this is the spread that we're actually going to be exploring with this pairing. So I want to read it to you. So in combination with tarot, it's a 6-card pull. I enjoy using oracle decks to assist with traditional tarot readings. I'll often pull an oracle card when an insight from my tarot reading is unclear or troubling. To combine this deck with your tarot practice, start by shuffling your favorite deck, pulling 3 cards in order. These represent your current situation, the obstacle you face, and the outcome. Next, shuffle your Woodland Wardens deck and pull 3 more cards, placing them so that they overlap the bottom right corner of the tarot cards. These cards represent the tools you can use to achieve your desired outcome. For example, you may look to the fresh start of the trout and lily of the valley, or the sly ingenuity of the fox and ivy to assist you in addressing your obstacle. So we're gonna be doing this today. We're gonna be playing around with this 6-card pull. Then she goes into all the meanings of the card, and you also get upright and reverse meanings with some questions for journaling or reflection, or just to help with understanding how the card could be applying. Yeah, I love this book, love this oracle deck. I love pairing these two together. So what I want to do is kind of go through the cards a little bit, show you the art. So we'll start with the tarot deck. It's already shuffled, so I hope you guys don't mind seeing a shuffled flip through. Should I censor this more? Sorry. Is that good? I won't do the whole deck. I'll probably, I think we could go with, like, I've seen YouTubers do this. So yeah, we can go with this. I feel like it's way faster, but it's not even in frame. I'm sorry, guys. I'm all over the place. This was such a random, like, decision to start filming, so I'm not really prepared. Yeah, love I love that it's a pip deck. I know people aren't that fond of pip decks, but I feel like pip decks make me use my intuition a lot. Like, because a lot of decks, you really have to rely on imagery to understand a message, because they speak through their imagery, and I'm not really always approaching the decks like that. Sometimes I just want to hear the message in my head. Like, I don't know if it's like that for some people, where you can kind of hear the message in your head and you don't have to, like, even if, oh my god, it's a bit messy, I'm sorry. Like, even if you were to use the imagery to be able to get a message in your head, I love the concept of just letting my mind do the talking, and I don't have to, like, take into account all of the visual cues. And this deck really forces you into that, like, uncomfortable spot where you have nothing really in the cards to rely on, except for, like, for example, we have here in the 9 of Cups, Wish Tonic, Bliss Brew, Love Potion, Joy Elixir. Like, you get the general energy of the card, but beyond that, I'm sorry, I just hit the little tripod. Beyond that, there is not much that will call out to you. Like, you really have to calm down, like, ground yourself in the moment. It's like you're gonna do a medical procedure. Like, you have to really be in this kind of mindset. Like, you have to be in a mindset that is calm and prepared for you to be able to connect with this deck. But yeah, absolutely love it. I'm not gonna go through them all. I want to go into the Woodland Wardens Oracle now. Really want to get into that and show you guys the cards, and then we'll do the pairings. Now you'll be able to see why I love this deck so much. It obviously might not be everyone's style, but it definitely is my style. And for those of you who do like this deck, I hope that you enjoy this video. So it is a very simple design. Like you get an animal and you get a plant or a flower or some sort of tree or fruit. And what you do with this deck is each animal and whatever they're paired with has a specific meaning. So the guidebook I love using the guidebook with Oracle decks, because I mean, if I'm talking to the deck, I want to know exactly what the deck is saying to me. And I find that this deck speaks so, I find that it's also quite a direct deck in a very neutral way. They're not gonna be all giddy and like all friendly. They're gonna tell you what you need to know. And I feel like that's why it works so well with the Antique Anatomy, because they just tell you as it is, you know? And it's amazing. I love how simple the art is, because I can really form a connection with the elements that are displayed, because it's not a lot for my brain to take in and process. Like I can make connections with certain cards because they have a very distinct situation that they're trying to express, versus cards with more rich, detailed imagery. It can take on a lot of different meanings depending on what you decide to look at. And since like I've only been doing tarot for over a year now, probably approaching 2 years, I like the concept of taking simple imagery and, you know, attaching meaning to them, rather than having to focus on a lot. Well, this is our last card. Having to focus on a lot of different imagery, and like my brain is just bogged down with tons of information. I like things that are simple and to the point and that don't complicate it too much. And I feel like these decks are perfect for each other in that regard. I love that romance is at the back. King of Swords and romance. Interesting. I love that these decks are able to speak to me so deeply while being so simple. So we're just gonna do we're gonna manufacture a spread here, and we're gonna do the pairings and see how what meaning I can get from just manufacturing one, just making one up, and then we'll read with them. Okay, the Moon, the Nine of Wands, and the Emperor. Okay, the Moon, the Nine of Wands, and the Emperor. And then we have, let's see what we have. Oh, I don't think I showed you guys the backs of this one. I didn't, but it's beautiful. Pretty vintage. I love the vintage-esque style. It's really been my vibe lately. Okay, let's see what we have from the Oracle. Wisdom, anticipation, introspection. Okay. So before we go to the book, let's see what I can think of by looking at this spread. We have the Moon and Wisdom. So I would say that you are, or not you, well, yeah, I can just speak to the void. You are trusting your intuition on the things that haven't necessarily happened yet. There's a biker. I'm sorry, guys. I'll wait until this person passes. The birds. Okay. You are trusting what you haven't necessarily seen as yet, but what you feel like you know deep down. And right now, you might be in a place where you're kind of waiting for the next thing to hit you. You're like waiting to see what new challenge you have to face, because I feel like you have become accustomed and almost expectant of these things to happen, because you understand what you need to learn from whatever situations you're placed in. And this will allow you to be more conscious of how your decisions are contributing to the framework of your life that you're hoping to build. How you can, ensure that things remain structured based on these internal beliefs that you have, these internal understandings that you have come to about whatever the situation may be. So yeah, that's just manufactured reading. Oh, we have some cards at the back here. We have the Queen of Swords and Intuition. So it seems like you could be a person that, if you feel like your intuition is saying something to you, if you feel like you just have this inner knowing about something, you're gonna be, what word could I use? You're gonna be very forward and blunt about it, very logical in how you approach it. You may speak your mind really easily about whatever it is that you feel is going on, or you could just understand that because you have this intuitive feeling that it's for a reason, and that there is information there that you can utilize to your benefit. But I do want to go to the book, because they always have really, really juicy bits of information that you probably wouldn't have considered if you didn't read the book, that could apply to your situation. So for the moon, I'm gonna read the card, and then I'll do the tarot card, and I'll do the oracle card, so we can put them together and see if my interpretation made any sense. Okay, so for the moon card is full of illusions and mysteries. It leaves you feeling unsure of what is real, since only fragments of reality are illuminated, while the rest is cast in shadow. In a reading, the moon turns up when you are trying to force answers that aren't ready to reveal themselves. You can try to put all the pieces together, but you'll just end up stumbling around in the dark. It's wise to take a step back right now and observe your feelings instead of acting on them. Your subconscious needs time to unravel the mystery surrounding you. And then we have some keywords here. We have the numerology is 18. Astrological correspondence is Pisces. Element is water. And the companion card is the Hermit. And if you notice, we have a card, introspection, that is numbered 9, which I would associate that with the Hermit. We also have another 9 card over there. So something that you could pay attention to. We can pay attention to. I can pay attention to. So then we have wisdom. So you gotta find it in the book. Here we go. It's numbered, so you'll know where to look. Well, owls are closely associated with Athena, I'm not too certain on the pronunciation, the Greek goddess of wisdom. Known for their nocturnal vision, owls represent knowledge and erudition with a hint of mystery. The hop is an impressive plant, able to climb up to 20 feet in a single growing season. Combined, the pair indicates spiritual and intellectual fulfillment. Upright, you have come to the end of a long journey, relishing your achievement, taking deep, satisfying breaths. That is really interesting, because we have the 9 of Wands right here, which speaks about, something that has been going on for a while, a long journey where you've had to you've had to put a lot of effort, a lot of energy into getting there. So that's really interesting that was there. Reverse, you may be burdened by feelings of regret or lack of fulfillment. Reflect on your past successes and think practically about your current goals. Even a towering hopvine climbs one small step at a time. Some questions: am I content? If I've reached a state of fulfillment, am I willing to humble myself and try something new? So I like to sometimes, since I don't shuffle and read with reversals, I do like to read the reversal to see the shadow of the situation. Like, I'm not just gonna look at the uprights of it. I'm gonna take both parts into account because, you know, it could hold the same weight in a reading. So I think that my interpretation was pretty spot on. So you have been through a lot. Like, it takes time, it takes experiences, it takes a lot for you to be able to develop wisdom. And I think because you have, you know, come so far and you have acquired so much information about something, or the experiences that you've had so far in your journey that are contributing to, you know, how you perceive life, etc. Even if the path isn't clear, even if all you see is shadows, there's barely a sliver of light, you know that you can get through it. 2, you have the knowledge to get through it. And 3, getting through it will offer you another bit of wisdom for you to be able to walk the path that is aligned with who you truly are on the inside. Love that, and I love how it tied into the other cards that we have going on here. So let's read the next one. We have the 9 of Wands, or rods, in this deck, because they did rename the suits. Not like anything crazy. Elixirs, blades, coins, rods. Yeah, that's what they renamed it. So I'm getting distracted. What am I looking for? 9 of rods. Okay. Here it is. The 9 of rods appears when you feel that you can't possibly go on. The ground beneath you looks cluttered with obstacles and each step feels shaky. But this is all an illusion. You're actually on a solid path, but are lacking the confidence to be sure-footed. Do not make any major changes now. No. That's not how it's supposed to be. Do not make any major changes. Now is the time to stand your ground. Your determination and inner strength will get you through this period of confusion. Being under attack is never comfortable, regardless of the source. But don't give up. You have come so far and owe it to yourself to finish what you have started. And we're gonna go... Oh my gosh. I made an oopsie. I'll just put these back. I'm sorry, guys. Not me being clumsy. Yeah, I'm gonna go for anticipation. I know that's the last card, so it doesn't take long. Here we go. Fresh gooseberries are a tempting treat, but pick them without care and you might hurt yourself. Gooseberry bushes are loaded with thorns, meant to protect the delicate fruit within. Similarly, the quail anticipates danger by hiding among low-growing vegetation. From its obscured perch, it keeps careful watch, monitoring for predators. Upright, the event or outcome you've anticipated is about to occur. Take advantage... I'm sorry, the noise. Gosh. Take advantage of your foreknowledge, preparing for what's to come. Reverse, you've made a mistake that has put you in danger. Use this experience to better guard against this outcome in the future. Am I often surprised or caught off guard by how things turn out? How can I balance vigilance with a healthy openness to risk? So, that is certainly interesting because we got a new little tidbit of information there with take advantage of your foreknowledge, preparing for what's to come. So as I mentioned that, what did I say? I can't even remember what I said at this point, but I think I said that the 9 of Wands is, you being on a journey for so long and you've gathered a certain set of experiences from this journey. You now know how to look at certain situations in a different light. You have a new perspective. But it seems like perhaps right now you could always be on edge because you are anticipating something to happen. Like you already have these fears, these beliefs, these shadows that you've been through, and you think that you still aren't at the end yet. You think that, or you might know that you still aren't at the end yet. So you keep waiting and acting in a way that shows that you're preparing for another hit. You're preparing for another. This has been so twisted this entire time. I'm sorry. You're preparing for another hit. You're preparing for something else to happen. You're preparing for more experiences, more trials and tribulations that you have to go through to, you know, get past whatever you need to get past. Let me go back to the book a bit to see what point I wanted to touch on. Yes, and it has put you in a position where that's all you might be doing. Like, you aren't taking the time to kind of calm down and, you know, let your guard down for a bit, because you're always on edge and you're like waiting, like, when's the next thing? Like, what is gonna happen next? What do I have to deal with next? That you have put your guard up so high, just waiting for this next thing to happen, that you will have to, like, some shadow that you may have to face to gain wisdom. And then we have the Emperor and introspection. Here we have it. The Emperor is the craftsman of the tarot who has created a solid foundation from a bold vision. Just like the Empress, his inspiration lies in nature, but where she appreciates its beauty, he wonders how to make it work for him. The Emperor shows great foresight and control in all situations. He is wise and assertive and focuses his energy on building and maintaining his empire. Are you feeling confident in your ability to get things done? The Emperor appears when you need a push or some reassurance. You already have the expertise. You just need to apply it to your daily routine. So, we're gonna go to the Oracle book now. Weasels can be warriors or spies, moving quickly and often alone. They make observations from afar and adjust their plans accordingly. Remember that solitary creatures are nothing to fear, and an introverted nature is nothing to feel ashamed of. Knowing oneself and being comfortable alone are desirable skills. Like the weasel, the pine tree works to be self-sufficient, one of the fastest growing evergreens. Its prickly needles have a waxy coating that helps them retain water. You are called to a time of solitude. Isolation allows for contemplation, which can lead to self-knowledge. You may be overcome by loneliness. Think of the weasel's joy in solitude. Practice caring for yourself when alone. Meditate on the waxen needles of the pine tree. Ask yourself what protections you may need to remain green and healthy year-round. When do I like to be alone? How can I better understand and respect myself? So this is certainly interesting. So it seems like you have been trying to build up probably a life, an enterprise, just something based on the knowledge that you've accumulated while on your journey. But it can lean into you feeling like you always need to be on your own. You always need to handle things. You always need to just be the leader in situations. You need to make sure things are in the right place, they're right. But you kind of close yourself off to new opportunities, to new experiences, to better opportunities and experiences, because you are so focused on what you do know, what has gotten you this far, what you have done, what you established to ensure that things are working for you, things are for your highest good, etc. But try not to let the need for that structure, the need for things to be right, to get in the way of, you connecting, with others. It is important to introspect and use your intuition to know what situations can bring what actions can bring what, the cause and effects of things. And it will benefit you. It definitely will benefit you to adopt this mindset. But this here, you gotta remember that it might have been rough. It might have been a long journey. You might have been through a lot. You might have faced a lot, that you just constantly on the lookout for what is coming, what is next, that you forget to kind of, embody the other half of the emperor, the empress. You forget to just appreciate what you've created, instead of just thinking about creating more, and like, this needs to be this way, this needs to be in place. Like, it's okay to slow down, put all the planning down, just make yourself a nice cup of tea, relax. I really, this is a very interesting message. Don't know who might need to hear that. Maybe I'm the one who needs to hear it, of course. But yeah, this is how I like to use these two decks together. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even though it wasn't that complex. It was really simple, but I just wanted to share how I like to use these decks together. This could, of course, be interpreted a million different ways. It obviously depends on context, but I didn't have any context. I just manufactured a reading, shuffled and pulled, didn't really focus on anything. I was just intent on creating this video, and I had fun. It was really fun seeing like the connections between the cards. I hope that this helps somebody if they're looking for ways to pair this deck. This could be a really great one. Sometimes I like to do this. Yeah. You can let me know below how you would interpret this spread, how different it would be from mine. You could probably even make up a question and use this spread to answer that question, and see how it could be interpreted in those different contexts. That would be super fun, a super cute little exercise, giving you guys homework. But yeah, that was fun. I hope you liked, and I will be going now. Bye.